Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the next video. Today, one more item in my collection. Finally, I was able to purchase after waiting for quite a while. Again, with a prompt company I bought it from, simply because they have good sales. Let's start from the beginning. As you know, many people have 9mm Glocks. All the firearms on the table have been safety checked, and as you can see, I have a Glock 17 and I have a Glock 19, and I have two more items on this table. One that you have seen before is my X-Star EP9 pistol, just as an example of a tactical looking firearm that takes the same Glock magazines. We're gonna put it away because that was just for the introduction. I'm gonna put it aside. And we have again Glock 17 and Glock 19. But the main topic of the video today is Ruger PC. Some call it pistol carbine. I'm actually going to call it Ruger politically correct. I think that fits what this carbine, and this is a long gun by US law, does more than anything else. It gets us a 9mm Glock magazine compatible firearm, long rifle or carbine, 16-inch barrel, that does not look scary to the misguided, undereducated, and sometimes just purely stupid. You know who I mean. And it also gets some of the limited states ability to own a semi-automatic firearm. There is no scary pistol grip. There is no scary AR-15 weapon of mass destruction. They would have to permanently attach some kind of muzzle device. This gun has a threaded barrel. There's a thread cover that's actually sitting extremely tight on the barrel, which in some states such as Jersey and New York are not allowed. But I think the gun itself, once you fix the threaded barrel configuration, should be available. AR pistols will not be available over there for multiple reasons. This is a Ruger takedown gun. In some ways, it's basically a 9mm or 40, which came out after I purchased this one, which is fine. I never wanted a 40 pistol carbine anyway. It has a takedown lever and allows easy disassemble of this firearm. It makes it very easy to assemble afterwards, or to take it this way and put it in a backpack. Perfect hiking gun, self-defense gun, something that doesn't take too much space. I am waiting for the McPool kit for this gun. That's why I'm not doing the new model, or Midwest Industries has M-Lock rail for this. I'm not looking for that. That makes it heavier, it makes it look tactical. I want something that is not tactical looking. So here's basically the barrel and the handguard. That's the assembly piece right here. Here is the receiver. I did replace the magwell with the Glock compatible magazine already. I'm sure there are gazillion of videos on that topic. There is nothing worth capturing again. It is compatible with Glock mags. And we are going to be comparing that. One of the big points is if you own a Glock magazine, and most of the even limited states will allow you to own a pistol. Going through some bureaucracy in New York or New Jersey, you're going to be limited to magazines capacity, let's say 15 in New Jersey or less in New York. I'm not 100% certain. But I want to check whether this gun is able to take all the magazine sizes, which I have 10 rounder for the Glock 26, 15 for Glock 19, and 17 from Glock 17, and 33 for Glock 18, which I don't own, but I would love to. Need to cancel the stupid NFA law, NFA Act. So let's start. At the top, I am running with the safety flag in the chamber, so I'm going to remove it and put the bolt forward. 33 round magazine clicks in, stays in, even with the bolt all the way forward, not an issue. It also allows for the bolt hold open with a 33 round Glock magazine, not an issue. Glock 17 rounder clicks in, bolt hold open. I am not going to just release the bolt, just to keep damage down. Obviously nothing loaded. Here is a Glock 19, bolt hold open, Glock 19 15 round magazine, and the piece de resistance 10 rounder for the Glock 26. Let's load it with the bolt forward, bolt hold open, which means this carbine is compatible with all the sizes of Glock magazines. I will be using it as one of the firearms in my Glock magazine compatibility test. I am compiling a collection of variety, or as many as I can find, Glock compatible magazines from different manufacturers, from Pool to ETS and some less known manufacturers. KCI, for example, Victory, Korean Mags, SGM. I can go on and on. That will be a separate video, not soon, because I'm not going to be available to take those videos. But considering that it is compatible with most of the standard Glock magazine sizes, including the small one, this allows this firearm to function in a restricted state, so to speak. Again, you have to make sure it is configured to all the requirements. I'm not a lawyer. I'm not saying that is 100%, but at least it has a much higher chance. Now, if we consider what this firearm does, and here's the way to put it back, more or less, right? Very simple. I'm not used to it yet. I have only owned it for less than 2 weeks, but it still works, right? Right, that's the important part. This is a 16-inch barrel long gun. You will not be able to carry it loaded in most states. However, you can have it in your trunk. This could be a trunk gun. This might have a possibility of being a home defense firearm. Maybe not. It is not very long. It is a little hefty, and that might make it less than viable for some weaker owners or weaker users. So let's see. How much does this gun weigh? And that will be without the magazine. I do have a red dot on it, that doesn't weigh much, but still. As you can see, this gun weighs 6.9 pounds. It's actually heavier than most of the ARs, maybe even loaded ones. So it is not a lightweight. However, because of that weight, it will also have a potential of a much reduced recoil. It also has the look of a traditional rifle. Hence, anybody that is brainwashed to think that dangerous looking guns are dangerous will probably react less to this firearm. This also allows it to be a potential gun for the security or law enforcement agencies or departments that are not, for political reasons, able to carry AR-15s. Now, admittedly, this is still a 9mm, but 9mm that might be able to use the same magazines and ammunition that is issued if that department issues 9mm Glocks, and that saves on some of the items. It has a fairly good trigger. I'm not going to go over too many different things. There is no reason. There are many videos about this firearm on the internet. It has a bolt hole open lever. It has a button type safety right on the trigger guard, right in the front. It has different length of pull options that come in the box. For me, I have not actually checked on how that behaves. It has an adjustable rear sight, what it looks like. And it looks like it has somewhat adjustable front sight. Threaded muzzle, so you can install a suppressor can or a muzzle device of some kind, depending on what it is you need to do. Ability to support Glock and Ruger magazines. That's enough, honestly. For home defense purposes, you can install a light on the front. As my usual test light for the purpose is an all light PL Mini 2, so here that becomes somewhat more visible situation. You have a rail on the top. Unfortunately, the red dots I have cannot co-witness with the sights that are on the gun because they're higher. I don't know if there is such a sight that will allow to co-witness. As you can see, the sights are right there, so it has to be maybe a mini sight. However, I would probably put a LPVO on this. Low power variable optic. Even though it is just a 9mm, it is still able to reach out to 100 to 200 yards and still be functional bullet delivery system at that distance. The trigger is okay, so to speak. It's not perfect, by far. I'm going to try to show it from the other side somehow. Here is a trigger travel, almost nothing. It does have a certain amount of pressure, which I'm not even going to measure. No point. It has a chance of actually changing it after being shot a few times. As you can see, the safety has to be pressed very well all the way. There is a potential for under pressing the safety button. As an example, this is ready to fire. This is now safe. However, there is a possibility of pressing just not enough sometimes. See, right now, safe. You would think it is actually pressed. See how the button does not go all the way in when it is not cocked. You have to finish that. I don't know if this is by design. I don't like the way it is. You see, you can press it only partially. Maybe it's a feature. In my mind, that makes it feel like that's not a very well thought through feature. Right now it's safe. The button is all the way in. Push, fire. Not a bad gun, very easy to disassemble. Has two bolts. Remove, install whatever it is you need to install inside, such as a new trigger system or whatever you need. It is comfortable to hold. Well, I'm 6 foot tall and have fairly large hands, so many things fit quite well, including this gun. The basic red dot works. Again, this is one of the cheapest Amazon red dots, green and red. This works quite well. And the interesting part about this firearm, it allows to show the sights quite well once you take the barrel off. If you take the barrel off, and it actually wants to take off. Sometimes it doesn't. So here's an example. This is supposed to be extremely easy. And it doesn't want to. How nice is that, huh? Okay, that is a surprise. It did just fine before. It's as if something is in the way. Okay, so let me verify this. I'm going to put the bolt back, and it works fine. So you have to do it with the bolt back. That was the issue. Is called between the chair and the camera. End user error, my error. I did not know you have to take the bolt back, so I guess there is something that holds onto the chamber. Anyway, this is now down, and here it allows to look at the sight if need be. This actually works quite well for video purposes. I'm not sure if you can see the green cross in the sight in the camera. Interesting. Well, live and learn. Maybe the red one will show up better. There you go. I think it showed up a little. Still, it is interesting to manipulate this gun with the barrel removed. That's about it. I think it is a worthy investment if you find it for low price, especially if you have 9mm Glocks in your collection. And it becomes a good hiking gun, specifically because it can be disassembled. If you put optics that can reach out, maybe 1 to 4 LPVO, I wouldn't put anything more than that. Or maybe a 3x prism or 1x red dot and a 3x magnifier. This becomes a very interesting conceptual firearm that can reach out quite nicely. Admittedly, I bought it on Palmetto State sale for $400. And I think this is actually worth it. We'll see how it works at the range. I'm going to try to take it with a bigger optic to more than 50 yards. After all, this is a 16-inch barrel. This is not a pistol. Thank you for watching. Sorry for mumbling. Sorry for end user errors. Live and learn.